Welcome back to PCM Yeti, episode 117. We are going to start stage 4 of La Vuelta here in a moment on pause for now. Situation update, we've got 37k to go, one hill left, but this is classified a punchy stage and the finish line is not flat. Classified punchy usually means we have a better chance as the pure sprinters won't get proper sprint trains. Or at least that's how things normally work, so I'm optimistic. Also, the breakaway had 6, it's already down to 4, and their gap is down to just over a minute. They'll be caught pretty soon. That one big hill ahead of us, depending on pace, could take a lot out of the riders. The last hill, everybody made it over the top. Most of the peloton did as well, but because of the descent, we've gotten a lot of recovery in. Now, on to the other subject before we let's go ahead and unpause, but on to the other subject here. I've seen a couple comments regarding pacing and a desire to push right to the end of the season so we can get into the next one and see what's going to happen. And normally that's my approach. Normally, once we've had signing day, I'm eager to see the next season. We've got Il Lombardia ahead of us, but we also have La Vuelta to get through. And just doing a few stages and looking for a few wins, like real key opportune stages, possibly this one. Are we pushing or are we just getting held in traffic? No, we were just getting held in traffic. 3.5k to go on the climb. 85 is seeing us drift a little bit, but we are hanging on just fine. It's helping us make it over the top. We've got plenty of time to recover after this one. Now down inside 2K, slow it back down a little bit here. Breakaway's been caught. Again, KOM, I don't care for this particular race, and good. We're still well positioned.
Attacked by Only.
Only has attacked, but he's too far out. He's not going to go anywhere with that. He'll be caught here before he even reaches bottom. All right, we're good to go. Anyway, because we are placed so high in the GC, for now, we will focus on doing all stages while we're still well placed and try to have a good GC result. But next year's team is going to be much more capable of putting together a good, strong GC position. So if we slip back very far, we will start to sim some of the races, speed this up so we can get to the end of the season and into next season. But we now have under 20k left. Only still just a little bit off front, make sure that he can't go anywhere. But we are going to pick our first couple of guys. Race day conditions overall fairly good, but Vacek did get a minus whatever 2 or 3 to his expected, and he is the top sprinter slash puncher, so he is the guy we are going to be riding for. It does make our chances a little less good on a stage like this, but we're inside 15k now. We want to get it in a little bit further here. Last little uphill sequence before we then go back into a descent. The descent is going to make things go by a little bit faster, so here at the top, I think it's perfect time to form our train and get things going. Decent race day condition bonuses for a lot of the riders today means we can get a fairly quick lead out. So Haddad pushing on Panamar to Gel, we're already inside 10k, and with the slight downhill, yeah, I think you can really get away with a 99 rider by rider. Haddad is first and already nearly done. Jouet is very much in the uncompetitive sense and technically is sitting first overall, so we'll let him follow Vacek and get that free toe. I mean, we're going 99. We can't even hold off O'Brien here.
Again, an attack is launched.
Panamar done. On to Montez. Okay, we catch him pretty easily. Here's the last slight uphill before you get into the final sequence anyway. 3.7. Gels for all. Montez 2.7. Soft sprinting for us. Actually hard sprinting for us, but these guys aren't that fast. And we've got enough still ahead of us that we are just giving it a go. Here's that last hill. Lind to lead it out. There's Vacek to finish it off. And we are at the front. It's going to be Lind and then Vacek with a 1-2 finish. There's our next win of this one. Engelhardt getting third. Jouet nearly gets some bonus seconds himself. Fourth. G fifth. That's a strong performance. 4 guys in the top 5, including the win and a 1-2 finish. Well done. There's another. And like I said, that was circumstantial, right? The pure sprinters weren't going for it. And that makes it a lot more possible for us to come away with something. You had that little hill on the way to the finish line, but it really didn't matter much at all. 5 nations left. Let's go ahead and spin. And it's going to be Australia, so the other big nation that remained, the 6-4 Australia. Massive addition. There's a lot of quality riders. Of course, the legendary ones of the current era, for the most part, were on the older side and have either retired or declined massively by this point. So we'll have to look to see what is that next generation in here. Has it come along? Has it matured? What sort of quality will we get out of having Australia? But regardless, great addition. Not only did we secure the win and a 1-2 finish, but we also secured separation from 50th behind. So more riders. Balderstone again losing time. Vatsek, with his time bonus finishing second, moves into the race lead. He is now the red jersey wearer. Jouet relinquishes it. He drops to second, though, so it's still a 1-2 for us in the competition. Rubio is still third, but we have seen a drop. Cepeda drops to 13th. Verstrat drops to 15th. Scaroni drops to 19th. So 3 guys in the top 20 losing a chunk of time. Stoneman, looks like he may have lost time. Yeah, Engelhardt moving up, but that's time bonus. The 10 seconds. Definitely some top 20 riders losing time, though. I mean, Godou goes up to 20th. Montez back into the top 10 for now at 42 seconds down. Plenty of riders still in contention at this point. It's still very early days. I mean, we're only 4 stages in. But we are almost in it in the points classification. And it is possible at La Vuelta to take additional jerseys. But that's not my focus. Even though we are leading this thing, we are absolutely not the favorite. Maybe we can put ourselves in a strong enough position to crack the top 5. I don't think much more than that. Remember, we are coming off of the Tour de France and the fatigue will kick in. We are going to have complications, and we are not right now having great race day condition bonuses, or at least not on the expected. We had a -1 today for Vatsek as he took that second place. Stage 5, one big climb to navigate. It's the only classified one of the day. For now, we're going pretty quick because the pace has not picked up that much yet. We're still just coming inside 60K. 4 riders in today's breakaway, 3 minutes up the road. We are starting to struggle a little bit to hold position, but nothing dangerous in terms of that. We're not dropping back rapidly or anything. Here's the final phase, 4K to go, though. Let's go ahead and up the effort to about an 80 to hold on a little bit better to our position. Front group breaks up as they go over the top. Quinn Simmons is the KOM leader for now. It's a 3-minute advantage on those guys. With them split up, their chances of staying away thinned out a lot. We're inside 2 minutes now. 32K. We've got 2 of the riders. Peloton has split up a little bit. This is the last hill of the day. 27K out. Big descent, flat finish. Sprinters should be going for it, but this is once again classified as punchy. If they don't, or if they go for it without any support, it does give us another chance on a day like this. But without a little hill on the way to the finish, it's going to be a little tougher. Panamar, let's go ahead and gel up. He's going to be the first lead out guy. Then Haddad today. Vatsek again has a negative draw, but he's at least a neutral 0 as we're about to catch those 2. And we are at 13K. Here in just a moment, I would like to get started just that little bit further out than last time. No. I paused it. He is on his feet. No. No. Are we repeating the Tour de France again? This time, that was stage 1, far from the finish, but 9.5 minutes were, not 9, like 6 minutes were lost before he even got on the bike. Do I bring the whole team back besides Shui to support our leader? There's 12.5K to go to the end of the stage. Like, Right now, he's still on his feet. I've paused it. He has not crashed. I've already paused it, but it's saying he is crashing. Nobody else is going down besides him. We'll tell them to follow. Shui. Shui holds position. Everybody else holds up. That's it. Still on the ground. Still on the ground. We're holding up a lot of other riders, so. There he goes. He gets up, and he goes. Okay, and we're just at the back of the group. So, changing the order around. Panamar. Effort up. 99. And then Dad's going to go second. Alright, so Panamar gets us going as we just go out the back of the peloton. We are not going to lose time. We're going to be fine on that part. We're getting back up front. Shui still positioned up front, holding position. They're not going that fast. So contact will happen soon enough. We kind of had to start from 0 miles an hour, kilometers an hour. So we've got some, ground to cover there, but we're already at 9. Oh, I don't have everybody set at 99. Because I set everybody to follow right away. Brief mistake there, but we'll be in contact here in just a moment. Back in contact. We're not going to lose time. But we're coming up on the finish. We're 2K away. Not winning the stage, but not taking time losses. Meunier has won the stage. And we cross the line in the peloton. A little bit wild, but at least we avoided any time losses. Confirmation we did make it back into the group. Only moving ahead of Walter, they're on the same time. That's the only reason for the change there. Very quick look at race day condition and how close we are getting to fitness peaks. Jouet will be the first one to reach it. He should be there in a matter of a couple of days. He's at 94 points, so yeah, a couple more days he will have that. Lind would be the next closest. Vatsek, he is far enough away that I'm not even sure he's going to make it during this race at all. And for now, he's only got a +1 on the expected. The recovery, the objective. See, he's got nothing on preparation, even though, and then just a slight negative on sun. Let's see if we can actually get a positive today as we have our second mountain stage until you reach the halfway point of this race. There are no more. So this is the last kind of key one on whether we're going to hang on to this red jersey through the first half of the race. We're definitely going to skip forward here soon, but for the moment, Kaha Rual and myself are the only ones willing to do any work. Kaha Rual was not willing to do work until I decided to do work, so we are going to have to keep an eye on the breakaway. And for now, they are already out to an 8-minute gap. I'm going to have to start speeding up because it's already at the point of danger. And so Panamar getting sacrificed a little bit here to protect a jersey. Speaking of protecting a jersey, that breakaway has 11 riders. None of them are a big threat. There's a couple guys with 70+ mountain ratings, so they are going to lose a lot of time on the climbs kind of regardless. But at this sort of gap, it's already in the danger zone. 4 minutes or 4.5 is the gap we can afford to let them go on and take the stage with. But now others are starting to contribute, so look a little bit better for that part. And you see the weakness of their climbing as the gap's already coming back with Panamar just climbing at a 70. Oh, I forgot to protect all my riders behind. I better take care of that. Second climb of the day, and we are starting to see the front group break up a little bit at least. Some of it coming back together. It was down to 8 riders momentarily, but 2 of them regaining contact. So they've dropped 1 rider. But we're still talking about a 9-minute advantage. Again, we can pull back a lot on the climb itself. So it's not like insurmountable at this stage, but it would be really nice for Panamar to get some help and support as he is getting pretty fatigued, and we're going to have to replace him here relatively soon. And I think Lind is probably the guy to do that, but UAE finally doing some work, and we catch that 1 rider. Still 9 minutes to the front. That's it. He is out of energy. For now, we're going to try to protect Ponamar and see if we can't get a little recovery for him. Though at the moment, it's looking like that's not going to happen. He'll end up being dropped at the base of the climb as we get down inside 60k to go. We are getting a tiny bit of recovery anyway. And with a little descent coming, yeah, it's starting to look a little better for him. Let's send Montez to get the water this time, as G is the one protecting Ponamar, allowing him to provide us a little support later on. But it's still a 9-minute advantage. Lind doing all of the work now. Caja Ruel only willing to work if the effort is significantly lower than what it is. And I mean, they're 9 minutes away. We really can't afford to do that. So this begins the final phase of this race, though, with 40k left. There's a lot of up from here. There's a little bit of down, but there's definitely nothing flat the rest of the way. So Lind is already starting to get pretty fatigued here. So this is both Ponamar and Lind kind of wasted before we ever get to the final climb. And not doing much to help us because it's 9 minutes. These guys would probably have a half-hour advantage if not for us. And it would really blow the base wide open. For one, it would be Jersey gone for the time being. And it would be a while before you get it back from those guys. Like I said, here is the you versus the entire AI. These 10 riders would be allowed to have a half an hour advantage, if not for us. From here, it's manageable. We probably will be able to hang on to the Jersey today, but it's looking pretty clear that they're going to win the stage at the very least. And from that, we're getting a couple guys attacking, but we're about to crest here. And this is what it would be, by the way. If it was half an hour, we'd be seeing attacks earlier and more often. I think we're going to have to control this thing throughout on the climb, just from how things are going. So we are going to get organized here fairly soon. Lind is getting us to the base. Ponamar is going to take over. And I think it's just time. We've got 12k to go. I don't like doing these further out than 10k. It's going to be a project. Lind, continue to work for the moment. Ponamar is going to follow and then take over at about a 78, I think will be our initial clip. He's going to follow just until he gets up to him. Alright, so getting ourselves organized. Lind. Okay, on to Ponamar now. UAE doing enough to hold tempo steady. That's Peloton's already down to 94 riders, 9.5k. Ponamar's pacing is pretty poor. Start to bring him forward a little bit more. 85. Still drifting backwards for Ponamar, but it's helping keep the rest of the guys fresher this way. Alright, Ponamar, let's try to come forward. 7k. Front group. They're going to get caught. I think they are going to get caught. UAE's tempo is pretty high. There's also Cosnefroid doing the work. There's Ponamar's end. Montez now pulling us forward, and we're inside 5k. So get G ready. Very, very steep. Cat 1 officially. Backing off just a little bit. We're hurting the red bar of everybody else. 3.8 though. Kus, Falter. G's gonna fade. Montez. Here comes a big attack. And it already eases off. 2.4. I wish I could sprint. Or at least soft sprint this thing. Okay, gels for these guys. 2.4 is too far out. They're not going to last like that. So we got to just kind of keep on a little bit longer like this, as long as Montez is not losing ground. Which he kind of is. So on to Shui. Well, just keep following Montez. He's not going to make the top, I don't think. Shui is coming forward, 1.5k.
In the end, he found the resources to get this win.
Galarraga wins from the break, so they did take it. We're inside the final kilometer. Soft sprinting, Vacek, soft sprinting. He is very much not in the position he needs to be. He is going to lose time up here at the front. It's going to be Ayuso coming through, but he's not there first. It's Mintegi. Is that a breakaway rider coming back at us? It might be. The rest of those guys were all breakaway riders. Tejada was the strongest climber. He only got 6th. I think Mintegi was a lead-out guy. Ayuso comes through to win the climb, but how close were we? Positionally 39th, chasing 10th. We were about 30th finishing on that climb without the bonuses. Vacek had the exact expected +1 today. He was looking fairly weak, in part following Ponemar as long as we did. That slow drift backwards hurt us more than just trying to hold position. But again, if I wasn't working, nobody else was chasing, nobody else was working today, so kind of felt obligated to set a tempo. But then as soon as I go and set a tempo, it turns out that UAE, once we hit the climb, was willing, but we had already drifted back at that point, and it was becoming harder to do a hold position and protect strategy. We were kind of already forced out of that. They're likely to give splits. However, those 30 riders all came in one after another, after another, after another as a group. Shouldn't have splits given, but I would think that they probably will find a way. And of course, they do find ways to give splits. I told you they do. The first 5 across the line gain 11 seconds over chasers. So Ayuso and Walter and Cousteau, the primary recipients, and then there's another group that comes in at 3:12. There was no separation anywhere, but they find ways. They find ways to give gaps. Sivikov is the next group at 3:24. Haddad, Vacek, and Jouet all contained within that group. So they lose upwards of a minute, about 45 seconds to the front guys. The rest of these were all breakaway riders, the closest being 4.5 minutes down, so none of them end up gaining anything. They'll still be behind us, but we lose upwards of 45 seconds, and so we do slip down the order. Walter is going to take over the race lead. Rubio moves up 1 spot to 2nd. Vacek drops to 3rd, and Jouet drops to 4th, but the good news is we are less than 10 seconds down. The pressure's off. We don't have to ride. We don't have to sacrifice 2 guys to stop the breakaway from taking a 40-minute stage win. So for that it's actually really good that we have lost the jersey, because we've lost it by the smallest of margins, and now Visma has to ride. So as much as I'm displeased on how gaps were given when there's no gaps anywhere, but just you see that coming, and we finished down the order. Period. Like, we didn't finish up there with Walter, so I'm okay. I am okay with that, especially when you look at just how small the gaps are. We are close. We're still very much in contention for a very good finish, and that is the second of 5 mountain top finishes. But we also have four medium mountain top finishes. So there's a lot of stages that are going to finish this way, and Vacek's just not strong enough for that, and that's why eventually I feel like we're going to be just quick simming our way, accepting that we're only going to be in the top 10. For now, though, 2 guys still in the top 5, still looking good. Fisher Black, O'Connor, Ryan, Stalminit, contenders now. Now we're looking at contenders across that top 10. Positions changing, Cepeda back up a little bit, Moss dropping, Hindley. That's the group we're looking at. Okay. Love to see that Vacek and Shui are still up there, though, and no longer having to protect a jersey. I'm pretty happy with the results. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.